So he's got another mode, by the way. He's got 3 modes. Now, what do you think these might be used for? What do you think these might be used for? Well, actually, these are used for something different. You can take either one of them and rotate them around the right way, and now you have arms. And like I said, they're both the same. You have fists here. Again, the Mugenbine takes a nice little connecting roll. I think I've got all this lined up. Now, you could peg all 4 of these into this to make this part really stable, but trust me, put these 2 out. And you just slam it in right there. This one, make sure this is folded in. Make sure this is folded out. And this is going to peg into the back hole right here. You could do things maybe a little different way, but the back hole, that's a little vulgar. Now, the reason that you flip these out instead of peg them in is so that these 3 things can all peg together. And that gives him a lot of sturdiness and also keeps this thing from spinning around. And these elephant ears get attached to the back as wings. Now the elephant head, one thing I like about this, you can do whatever you want with the gun. You can actually, peg it into the arm, but we'll put it in the fist for right now. The thing I like about this here is what's left of the elephant head. And it was a connector piece in the vehicle mode. Now you rotate it around and it doesn't look like much, but it has a fold down face. Look, it's completely out of the way. Not like Heat Tricera. Completely out of the way. And it's also the elephant head, which is, I think, kind of cool. And it has this little piece that folds out, just to give it a lot of emphasis. And the reason, we're done now, but the reason I left these 2 pieces out is because this is the part I love. This is the chest plate. A big friggin' M. He really wants you to remember that he is a Mugenbine. Look at the M on his chest, the M and Z's on his head. He's being serious. This is a Mugenbine. A lot of them have chest plates, pieces that fit on the chest, and it's usually the animal head, which I hate. But this one actually uses the Mugenbine legs for a really good effect. And, the colors actually on the individual Mugenroid aren't so wonderful, but I think they work here really well. He actually has wonderful articulation for Mugenbine. These can rotate up, out, legs. He doesn't have knees. I mean, he can break his knees sideways like that, but they don't actually fold down right, unless you want to cheat and say these are his legs, which actually isn't too bad. Now the head rotates. The little wings rotate. It shouldn't be rotating the wings. I think it's actually pretty cool. Quicker view of the parts. This part, unfortunately, I like it. It's really good for what it does, but it's not very flexible to do other things. It's pretty much only going to be legs or arms or wheels that look like legs. But it's pretty good at being wheels that look like legs, so it's okay. And then again, it's really hard to line up these wheels with like some other Mugenbine parts, because you see, you got to get the pegs just right, because if it's a little bit off, you'll have wheels misaligned. So you may not get a lot of mileage out of them, but they're really good at what they do. They're just not that flexible. This part, some may like this. I really only like this for elephant mode, and it looks wonderful in elephant mode. And like I said, mine's a little loose. It makes a good head, and the thing folds out of the way. You've got a hole in the back, and now look, it's not even a head anymore. And the back of it, these eyes are so subtle that it doesn't even look like part of an elephant head. This is a really good piece that disguises what it is, and I really like that. And then you're just left with the cockpit pieces. It's a nice cockpit, has a bunch of holes on there. The side pieces have a really weird, these are actual pegs. This is a hole, and this is just a gap. But as you can see, the gap is necessary for some of this stuff to fit together, and the actual Mugenbine pegs go in there in the vehicle mode. I guess they didn't want to make it all pegs, because then it would be too hard to get apart. It's got pegs right here. This is a nice, nice setup for you know, it fits perfectly like that. And I don't know, any piece that has, you know, 4 holes to line up with that. This is probably mostly going to be a cockpit piece. You might do something else with these. They do have wheels on them. And then, you know, we're just left with the core figure. So that is Zord Elephant and his parts. And, you know, I like him pretty well, too. Get him.